I'm out of Christmas clothes, as we previously discussed.
Yeah.
So I'm on to just...
whiskey winter weather.
Yeah, it's just winter weather.
Vibes. Not everyone celebrates Christmas. It's fine. We don't have to be
true.
Christmassy every day in December.
Right. Some people celebrate whiskey weather.
Yeah. Whiskey, wine.
Totally my vibe.
What else? I was like, what else starts with a W? Oh. I almost said watermelon, but I was like, no, it's summertime.
Yeah. Not getting a Christmassy vibe from watermelon.
No. Although, if it's like a really, really rich red color, they are red and green.
Oh,
so
true.
I'm not that far off.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did not run out of Christmas clothes. As you can see, I have 2 Christmas sweaters.
Yeah.
One behind me, one on me.
Guess I should have asked to borrow one.
I have more Christmas clothes.
I had a really cute Christmas sweater. I don't know what became of it.
Yeah.
I do have a Santa hat. I guess I could have put that on.
Yeah, but we've talked about this. You
with
and
the
hats
headphones,
and,
it's
it just doesn't work out.
There's a Santa skirt. Also, doesn't really translate for
You could just stand on your chair the whole time and we could just get skirt view.
Oh, yeah.
But not an upskirt.
That's correct. Yeah. No, thank you for that.
We'll have to be careful when we get the pod cam. Wait, the pod dog cam.
Oh, the pup cam.
Pup cam.
Pod dog cam. Pup cam.
Pod pup cam. Batman mobile. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, Cassie.
Hi, creepy people.
Hello.
We just kind of started talking, and
we did.
And now we're starting. Okay.
And here we are.
Use as much as of the beginning as you want, Caitlin and Cassie. I mean, Taylin and Cassie.
I mean, I will use as much as I want.
Yeah, you can use it too.
Yeah.
You have access to the vids.
Yeah. I don't know what for. I made a couple of TikToks, sent them to you guys, and said, which of these should I use? I was provided instructions and then promptly forgot.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you guys, being unmedicated is not working for me.
Those were cute. You got to post them all.
I know. Yeah.
They were like all of me too, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of were because it was from our cemetery visit. Ooh. So, yeah.
The feather stump. We promised them the feather stump.
Yeah. So maybe I'll try to post those this weekend.
Hold her to it.
Oh, God. Please
comment
don't.
on everything. Where's the feather stump, Caitlin?
Okay, I'm going to write myself a note right now.
Do it. Clickety clack. Let's cheers and then I'll start.
Okay.
For real.
Cheers.
Happy holidays. Merry holidays. If you didn't know who we were, we're PNW Haunts and Homicides, where me and Caitlin chat about true crime, the paranormal, and all things spooky in the Pacific Northwest.
That felt very pointed. I feel like she wants me to say something. But what? It's PNW if you're nasty.
And you're nasty.
And we know you are.
And we also do tarot reading at the end of every episode for a little deeper insight into what we're talking about that day. And have a little fun. Have a little palate cleanser.
Ooh. I love it.
She loves it. And you do too. So we have some business before we start our business.
Do we?
We do, actually. And this is kind of an old one. Sorry, Lori. I don't know if you guys remember Lori from the Portland Ghost Tours.
Oh, yes.
Episode. That was our Halloween episode. So if you haven't watched it yet or listened to it, go back. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Lori's a great storyteller and she gets so into it that she sometimes mistakes her words, which we do too. We say wrong words all the time, don't even realize it, especially me.
It's happened.
Once or twice. So when she watched the episode, I got this text from Lori and she said, oh my God, the mirror from Benson, the giant Benson?
Yeah, the Benson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is from France, and she mistakenly said Germany, which I didn't even...
I thought she said Austria.
Maybe, but she says it's from France. I can't believe I made that mistake. The building is the French Empire exterior.
Oh.
Yes. And the building was designed by a Portland architect that designed many iconic Portland buildings.
I love it.
So anyway, she wanted me to make that little correction for you guys, but gosh, her storytelling was just so good that I don't think anyone even would notice. And if you do and you're that nitpicky that someone just makes a little mistake, then whatever.
Get out of here.
Get over yourself.
And I will say too, whether it was, you know, a mirror that came from France, Germany, or Austria, it's like, that's like saying something is from like Washington State. Oops, it's actually from Oregon.
Right.
It's like, that's like our next door neighbor. It's, you know, not to say that it's like all the same or anything like that.
I don't know geography, so it could be anywhere. I don't know.
No, I mean, those are all like neighboring countries in Europe. So I feel like there's influences from each of them. So, and it could have been either.
There's like a plaque on it too. So if you go and actually visit it, you can read the plaque and you can, you know, do a little fact checking on everyone. Everyone you talk to, if they give you a fact, which this did happen to me recently, and I repeated the fact on the show. And then I was like, wait, I'm going to Google that. And I did. And it was totally wrong. So I cut it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
We also have some Patreon shout outs.
We do.
Yeah. We have a few new Patreon members. Hi. Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
First, we have Monica and Jan, who subscribed for a year at the $1 tier. A whole year.
A whole ass year.
Stuck with us.
A whole year of ass.
Sorry about it.
Yeah.
A whole year of creepy
like,
ass.
Furiously.
Don't unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Didn't we have someone who recently like upgraded too?
Upgraded, yes.
Amy, right?
Do you need me to look? I think it was.
Amy.
But I need to. Yes.
I'm positive it was Amy. Amy, if it wasn't you, then you don't even know what we're talking about. So it could be anybody that we're talking about.
No, I think you're right, because Amy also reached out because we sent a newsletter, because we do that sometimes. Probably not enough to justify what we pay for the service that like helps us do that. But
if you would like to help us with newsletters, please contact us.
Yeah. And we did say, like, if there are people that are interested in, you know, becoming Facebook admins or, you know, just different things that like they want to be involved in, reach out to us. And I was like, I didn't think that we got any responses right away. And then I went back and looked like a week later and I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad. I don't know how I didn't see this, but people did respond. And we did. Yeah, we had people that, we have someone that's setting up a Discord for us.
Yes. That's so exciting because I have no clue. I went on there a couple of times for some other stuff and I was like, I don't understand. This is too much for me. I can't do this.
I feel like I get it in theory, but also it's just one of those things where we've talked about this so many times. It's so time consuming to do like initial setup and you know, the other thing is we can't be in all places at the same time. So
we're not Santa, you guys.
Yeah, hardly.
We're ho-ho-hos, but we are not Santa.
Ho-ho-ho-ho. So our next Patreon shout out is very exciting, just particularly because YouTube is kind of newish for us, but we had somebody that actually found us through YouTube.
Hi.
And now, and is now subscribing at the, what is she thick? And I love it.
And I love it.
And I love it at $20 per month.
Thick with 2 C's.
Thick with 2 C's.
Because there's 2 C's here.
Yeah, that's correct.
I feel like I just did like the dog head tilt. Well, thank you, Lando.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy all of the shenanigans that happens on Patreon.
Ooh, ooh. Did we send a Patreon card for him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, and I also saw when I was on Patreon that you can gift people Patreon memberships.
Yes.
So if you need to get someone a Christmas present, get them a Patreon membership to our, what's it called? Our page. I don't know.
Yeah. I did send that out to our all of our newsletter subscribers.
Nice.
Yeah, because it's a new feature. And I'm sure like if you listen to literally any other podcast on God's green earth, everybody has been talking about it because this is something that both creators and people that like support them have been asking for years.
Yeah.
Like since before we ever started our own podcast.
Yeah. I could see why. It's a good like little gift. Like a unique type of gift that's not just like, oh, here's a gift card or something. Like if you find out someone's favorite podcast.
Yeah. I feel like that's something where, people talk about different, whether it's a podcast or a different type of creator that like, oh, I really like this. That's such a thoughtful like thing to be able to say like, oh, now you like get their, whatever their bonus content is. I think it's cool.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I wish we could gift them for free to people. That would be nice.
Actually.
Can we?
We can.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a separate thing about that.
Okay.
So
we can cut that part out.
Yeah. So we'll catch up on that later. But yeah. The more urgent thing was that like people can gift.
Yeah. Did you have a gift discount code? A gift count code is what I was trying to say. Did you say something about it?
There's a link.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to mention anything about that.
Oh, no, it's literally, well, I guess, okay, I'll say this. So if you are interested in gifting a Patreon membership to someone, or I don't know, I think you could probably technically use it for yourself.
Creepy person in your life that might be you.
Yeah, I'm creepy. Actually.
The call's coming from inside the house.
It is. It almost always is. I will go ahead and get the link over to our show notes so that we can let people know how to use that, how to do it, do the things,
do it.
Be like Lando.
Yeah. And Monica and Jan and everyone else who's on our Patreon, we love you. Thank you so much. Like, I don't know if we say it enough, but thank you so much.
I know. It's really awesome.
This is hard and we need your help. So thank you.
I know. And you know what? I will try to stay on track and like actually do our show after this, but
this is our show.
Yeah. But I do think that now we're kind of getting to a number of Patreons and people are sort of getting, now people are finding us on YouTube and there's a lot of things that you can do to support creators through like the other platforms. But I think it's probably time to get our heads together and think about some Patreon goals and some different like rewards and things that we can do like when we reach certain numbers of members.
Yeah.
I have some ideas.
We haven't done a giveaway in a minute. We should do a giveaway.
Well, I was thinking that for sure. Yeah.
Stay tuned. Well, speaking of Patreon and gifts and things that we send people for free because we love you and you're giving us money, so we send you stuff for free.
Yeah.
We had a story from one of my friends, Jessica, who is a Patreon member, who told me something that happened with the spell jars.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
our spell jars?
Our spell jars. So if you guys didn't know, if you're super new, we sometimes we'll put together little spell jars with a certain purpose. Like we've done a good luck one, what was the other one? Self-love one.
Yeah. I think those are the two we've done.
Yeah, those are the two we've done so far. And then we send them to you guys just, so you have a little something fun and witchy and cool.
Yeah.
And this, do I say it? No, I don't. This was one of the good luck spell jars.
Okay.
And I will read you. She sent me this little story in a text message. I did have to redact some information.
Okay, that's fair.
Just because, well, you'll see.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Because I know I told you this at the time. I don't know if you remember. We had someone that was not a member of the Patreon yet, but has since become one. What up?
Hey.
I think he'll know who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it a secret?
Hi, Sam.
Hi,
Sam. He actually reached out to us when we started talking about the spell jars that we sent out. And he said, can I buy one?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I want to become a member of the Patreon, but I just, I'm not ready yet. But like, if it's a one-time thing, can I do that? And we were like, I guess so. Like, I don't see why not. Yeah. So
yeah, if you want a spell jar, hit us up.
Hit us up.
I was thinking about starting an Etsy shop.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. So that seems like a lot of work.
It really does.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jessica's story. I had a close encounter due to my poor judgment of distance. And Oh, okay. So she's in her car.
Oh, okay.
I'll start with that.
That's good background.
Yeah. I just like copy and pasted her text and like had no context. Okay, so Jessica's driving in her car and she says, I had a close encounter due to my poor judgment of distance. It's happened to me a lot.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure the other car was going to slam into my rear. That's what she said. And somehow the car and I were safe. So this has happened to me before because I have like my little bat protector, my bat beanie baby in my car that is just like I say it's my protector.
Yeah.
This has happened to me so many times where I think like I'm for sure getting hit. Like it's in my car. I don't know. And then it doesn't hit me. Don't know how it happens, but
we both have something that hangs from our rear view mirror that is like our little like kind of protector thing. Maybe that should be our next Patreon gifty.
I was thinking like a protection jar.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd necessarily want that hanging from your mirror. Maybe. I just feel like sometimes glass and like if it swings and I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe we could figure out a way to incorporate that. Like we could get like almost like those little like the claw machine. Like have you seen them where they have like the little, it almost looks like an Easter egg.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe we could do something like that.
Oh.
I have some ideas.
Maybe. Okay, yeah.
Okay. We're going to noodle on it.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
I'm going to stop saying that, I swear. There's more. I'm trying to find my spot. Sorry. Okay. So she goes on to say, my instant thought was that it must have been the good luck spell jar. Like,
duh.
Also, if that's your first thought, like if that's the first thing you think of, then yes, that is it. Like that's your intuition talking to you, right?
Yeah. I think, your first instinct is usually correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so she had me make her another one.
Oh.
Because she was like, well, then I want to like keep one.
I want one with me all the time.
There's one in the car and one with me all the time.
I love it.
So she says, when you gave me the second one, I put it in the car's glove compartment and the other one is in my backpack. So it's always with me.
Okay.
So the back windshield got smashed at a trailhead while they were parked in the parking lot.
Okay.
A trailhead parking lot. So like that's not good, obviously.
No.
That's not very good luck. But it could have been a lot worse because there were wallets in the redacted, because I don't want you guys to know where they hide their wallet.
I knew it.
But they were left unfound. And they only stole a cooler full of beer, a bike pump, and some used deodorant. So like they didn't really get, like the beer sucks. You got to get your window fixed. But that's what insurance is for, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I mean, as someone who has been through the same thing, it's not great. But you can have that fixed for like, depending on your car and where you live and all that, like maybe a couple $100 tops.
Yeah.
Not great.
Well, that would suck if they also found like the wallets and anything else you might have had in your car that was worth anything. So
exactly.
I think it did work.
Uh-huh.
And it was just a little guy. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe I need to make her like a mason jar.
Seriously. She needs like the big girl size.
Yeah.
Like, I have this one that's it's not like full mason jar size, but it is kind of like, okay, listen, I'm a baddie, so I need like a big girl one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not all about size. It's about intention.
It's true.
And you know, what you do with it. Coming from me, that's funny.
Ocean of the ocean or something about that.
I almost said cushion for the pushing. I was like, wait, that's not even, that's not. even what that means at all.
That's not at all related.
That's
as
what
far
I
as
have.
I know.
I got that cushion. So yeah. So I was like, well, I just said so many times. We're gonna cut that out.
So totally gonna cut it.
But if anyone has any other stories with their spell jars, if you have some good luck with it, if you have more self-love because of it, I love my self-love spell jar. It's my favorite. It sits by my bed and I just look at it. And you have
Mine's
one
up
too.
there.
They're just like, I have like a teeny weeny one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have one of the bigger girl sizes.
Yes.
And then I wrote, maybe we should do a straight up protection spell jar next time.
That's so crazy.
Because we're always telling people to be safe too.
Yeah.
So I think protection is probably coming your way. I have so much black salt in preparation for this.
Do you?
So much.
I could, because I love nothing more than a nice fire. And we've been doing them nightly.
Yeah.
Nightly and ever so rightly.
Yeah, I think it's fun to just like take the ashes and just mishmash. Mine's usually like incense ashes.
Oh, yeah.
And then I add glitter to it because it's more fun with glitter.
Adorable. Chris is like, can you do this outside? My husband would be like, this seems like an outdoor project.
But it's glitter inside of black salt, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not as glittery, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I'll let you explain that to him.
Well, should we get into some holly jolliness?
Why do I feel like, is that a euphemism?
No.
Okay.
Holly jolly. Have a holly jolly Christmas.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to talk about a different song. So that was kind of stupid. But so like the song, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year says, it's time for scary ghost stories.
What? No.
Scary ghost stories and something else in it. I only know the scary ghost story part.
No.
It's in the song.
Okay. But I don't think they mean it like.
Oh, no, they mean it. They mean it. Because I'm like, but wait, why are we trying to scare people during the holliest, jolliest season?
Yeah, I feel like it begs the question.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because I did a little research on why, because I was very curious. So it's thought that during the Victorian era, which is from 1837 to 1901, and I Googled that, when Queen Victoria ruled Great Britain and Ireland, which I'm not going to lie, I've heard the term like Victorian era before. I did not relate it to like that was the person literally ruling.
Cassie, this bitch is iconic. She's the reason people wear white wedding dresses.
Really?
Yeah. Wasn't really a thing before her.
Oh, well, thanks for nothing.
I know. I mean, people just loved it so much. It just like she is like the original influencer.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so funny you said that because I just watched the Martha Stewart documentary and she is like the original influencer.
Yes. I haven't finished it yet, but I was literally thinking about it as I tied our Christmassy bow on the wine bottle because I was like,
show it.
This is like such a Martha Stewart.
It was such a Martha Stewart moment.
It really is. I mean, it's not probably the most Martha Stewart effort with the bow.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure she would ridicule you for that. The thing I learned about Martha
she's a bitch.
is she is a bitch. And it's like fine for like dudes to be rude and stuff, but it's like automatically a woman is a bitch. But like to me, it's not okay to be rude and like demeaning and demoralizing to people.
Yeah.
So like I have respect for her, but she's not the nicest person.
No, I mean, she really is just like objectively like kind of not a nice person.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do think we definitely give more of a pass to a man.
For sure.
You know? So it's like it's frustrating on like that side of the token. But also, like, okay, just don't be a dick.
Yeah. But it's hard because she was like raised.
Yeah.
The way she was raised was like not great. And so anyway, lots of struggles. But but she is who she is. You know?
Everybody got problems.
I don't think she deserved what she got.
Some people got 99 of them and a bitch ain't one. you know?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Anyway, watch the documentary. It was good.
Yeah. I want to finish it.
You should finish it. You have to finish it. You have to know what happens.
Obviously.
Okay, so Victoria, she was the queen. She was the it girl.
She was literally it.
I wrote history. Am I right? Herstory.
Herstory.
Okay, I'm done. Any hoozle, as Caitlin would say.
Oh,
I wrote that in my notes.
I love
Any
it.
hoozle. During this time, there wasn't electricity yet, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, certainly not widespread.
That's what the research told me.
Yeah.
So during the winter, people were obviously going to be hanging around the fireplace. It's dark. It's a naturally spooky environment that kind of lends well to telling scary stories.
Ooh.
And and get a cozy up to your lover or whatever and get spookied. A lot of people were also not able to read at this point in time. So these were mostly like oral stories and local stories too that people were telling.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So as time went on, more and more people were starting to learn to read, and things like the steam-powered printing press were allowing for cheaper and faster printing. Also, Christmas was starting to be more widely celebrated in general. So people decided to put their oral traditions into print for Christmas.
So people could read?
So people could read.
What a bunch of nerds.
But they're reading scary stories. So that makes them like unnerdy immediately.
Like cool nerds, I think.
Cool nerds, yeah. Which, to be honest, all nerds are cool.
Yeah.
Who are we kidding here?
Nerds are cool.
We love you guys because we are you.
We are you.
You ever heard of one, Charles Dickens? Charlie's going to bust in here thinking we're calling him.
Oh, he's laying on his bed right now.
Oh, he's in here?
Oh, yeah.
Charlie.
He looks like an English author right now because he has on his little kind of, it's like a plaid jacket. He kind of looks like he's about to make tenure.
You should take a picture of him so we can insert it. So in case you didn't know who this Charles Dickens guy is, he wrote, and I don't think I'm going out on a limb by saying, the most popular holiday season ghost story, A Christmas Carol.
Okay, yeah. That's probably fair.
Where Ebenezer Scrooge, get on your knees.
Get on. Anyways,
where Ebenezer Scrooge gets visited by 3 ghosts on Christmas Eve. And obviously, it's not strictly a spooky tale. It does incorporate the heartfelt life lessons and warm fuzzies. I grabbed my boobs when I said that.
They are warm. I don't know about fuzzy.
Mine are fuzzy.
Oh, well, you got a fuzzy. Yeah,
that makes so sweaty right now.
Are you too warm?
I'm like moist.
Oh. Yeah, because that's like a polyester blend. So I bet you're real.
Yeah.
It's holding all of your juices in.
I'm just trying to sweat out the toxins, you guys.
Yeah. So much toxicity.
I got to be pure for Santa, okay?
Like the driven snow.
Yeah, that's me. Okay, so warm fuzzies, which is how the U.S. largely likes their holiday stories.
True.
Like super Hallmark. I just watched the funniest fucking movie. It's on Netflix. I don't know if it's Hallmark or not, but it's called Hot Frosty. Frosty.
Oh boy.
It's kind of like Frosty the Snowman, where a very sexy snowman comes to life.
I don't remember that being part of it.
It's it's a new version of Frosty the Snowman.
Okay.
Hot Frosty. It's like trash holiday, but it's like so good, you know?
Yeah, very kitsch.
And is that the one? There was one that, that girl that was in Mean Girls that's like in all the Hallmark movies
Regina.
now?
Oh.
She's got the brown hair. I forget which one she plays.
Okay, I might have to investigate this. I will admit, I do not partake in a lot of like the Hallmark Christmas movies. That's like historically not been one of like my guilty pleasures.
Yeah, I generally don't either. If it's on Netflix though,
yeah,
I'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
Just depends.
Yeah. I do, however, believe that it should be a Christmas tradition for my family. Hopefully they're watching and listening. To watch the Sharknado where Santa is involved.
What?
Yeah,
I've never seen any of those movies.
Yeah, I hadn't either. But also in that movie, one of the main characters is named Cody. And
I was going to say, does your brother make you watch this?
No, he was like, I don't
Sharks.
really care for this. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the lore, at some point we discussed my brother is, I don't think currently, but as a child, he was very like adamant that sharks were like our friends. That's the long and the short of it. Yeah, this was during lockdown, and it didn't take much to entertain us at that point, but I could have pissed my pants laughing. Not gonna lie to you.
I'm going to have to watch that now. You have to let me know which one it is.
I know. I'm going to have to look because I feel like I have to. I mean, I want to say TiVo it. I've never had a TiVo. And I feel like now that's such an outdated reference, but you know what I'm saying?
Go back to the early 2000s with that reference?
Please,
Kaylin?
Please, for the love of fuck, I don't want to go back there.
TiVo it.
But you know what I'm saying?
The
I want to like cue it up for us to watch on Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I was talking about something.
Did I mention I'm unmedicated?
That's okay. We can leave all of this in because it's all Christmas related and it's fine.
Excellent.
And I do remember what I was going to say.
Okay, great.
So anyway, this chick was in Mean Girls. She is in a lot of Hallmark movies now. And so is Lindsay Lohan is in like these Netflix like cheesy movies.
Oh, I thought Hallmark. Okay.
They're like Hallmark. I don't know. Okay.
It's like Hallmark-esque, but not the Hallmark channel.
There are Hallmark movies on Netflix though. And I don't know if who's making them, if it's Hallmark or Netflix. I don't know. But it's, that type of like cheesy.
The vibe.
Christmas movie. And Lindsay Lohan is in a few of those now.
Okay.
Well, they showed a clip from one of the Lindsay Lohan. It was like a commercial inside of this movie. And they're flipping through the channels and she's like in one of these movies on the TV in this Hot Frosty movie.
Oh boy.
And the girl was like, oh, she looks like someone I went to high school with. And I was like, Mean Girl reference. I know her.
Oh my God.
It was so cute. But it was like so like Inception-y. It was like so many different things inside this one scene.
Yeah. A little bit of an Easter egg.
Yeah. It was so cute.
I love that.
That's totally, we're talking about Christmas. So I had to tell that.
I was going to say, speaking of the birth of Christ.
Lindsay Lohan.
The resurrection.
Yeah.
You get, anyways.
Yes, I don't.
Well, so Christmas in theory is, about the birth of Christ.
Right.
Easter is related to
Easter eggs. I did not even put together that Easter egg says the word Easter because I'm so used to using
Easter egg means something totally different.
It's like something Taylor Swifty to me now.
Right. Or like, like a streamer or a gamer term. It's not at all religious.
No.
Typically.
That's so funny. Well, I mean, neither are Easter eggs if you think about it. Like what it comes out of a bunny's butt. So like what?
I'm sorry. I don't know that we ever established that, but
the bunny poops him out all decorated. Isn't that how that works?
I think we probably need to move on, but we're going to circle back to that.
Let's talk about this at Easter time.
Okay. That's fair.
So we talked about how the U.S. likes their Hallmark holiday type movies where it's all just warm, fuzzy, and predictable and easy.
Homogenous.
Well, the British had tons of different ghost stories, but the only one that really stuck in America was A Christmas Carol.
Okay.
Mainly because it was just such a popular story.
Yeah.
It was basically a staple. So it kind of just like became a staple here as well. But not all of the other ghost stories, just this one.
Well, I mean, it's classic. It's got like a very timeless message, I think.
Yeah. And I don't know. I didn't look into the history of Charles Dickens. I don't know if he was already like pretty famous or not, but he became obviously like a well-known writer. So
yeah, I'm not sure at what point in his trajectory.
I didn't pull at that ugly Christmas sweater thread. So Americans weren't really interested in having the paranormal invade their sickeningly sweet holidays.
Very saccharine.
Plus, we already had this little holiday for ghosts called Halloween.
Halloween.
That we already started celebrating, apparently.
Anyone?
So basically, we did what Americans do, and we like kind of categorize everything. And we said, okay, ghosts belong to Halloween, and they can't be in Christmas. Only Halloween. Because we like to put things in little boxes, and people can't go outside the boxes.
I think that's a very like human nature thing.
Yeah.
I think some cultures maybe more or less, but
just let me poop on Americans, okay?
Yeah. No, I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm one of them, so I'm pooping on myself. Yeah. It's fine.
Wow.
I try not to put things in boxes, though.
Yeah.
Unless it's a dick.
That's right. Classic.
That's like a Christmas song, Dick in a Box.
It is.
Because it's like a packet. It's like a present.
Yeah.
God, we're so themey. I can't.
Very themey. Dicks in boxes. Keep going. Nah.
All I want for Christmas is
dicks in a box.
Oh, Mariah. Please redo the song. I love how you did that in the last episode. I left it in. I was like, love her screech.
Yeah.
Love it.
I have a special octave of pterodactyl.
Well, did you know that pterodactyls are my favorite dinosaur? So,
I mean, they're kind of cool.
That's why I love you so much, because you just remind me of a pterodactyl.
I don't know that that's the comparison I would prefer.
Oh, but they're my favorite.
Yeah. Well,
those winged fucks.
They are winged fucks.
Well, speaking of like fuck Americans, right? Let's change this sickeningly sweet storytelling and let's tell some fucking scary ghost stories for Christmas.
All right. First of all, I'd like to issue a correction because I feel like maybe it's a little bit more fuck capitalism than Americans, but like,
Yeah, that's true. Everyone knows what I mean.
No, I'm just
I just mean I literally want to fuck everyone.
Ooh, scandal.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
So my gift to all of you this year.
What is it?
I didn't wrap it. But I have a scary ghost story of my own that I've never told.
Ooh.
And this is my gift to you guys.
I love it.
Because I don't really have ghost experiences. I have like one or two.
No, because you want it too badly.
Yeah. And then I had all that, the sleep paralysis stuff when I was little.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened to our sleep paralysis episode, it's way back, but I tell kind of my spooky experiences, but they're not really like ghost stories.
Yeah.
I pretty much only have like one ghost story, and this is it.
I'm so excited.
I know, me too. And I was like, wait, I didn't tell this, right? I don't remember. If I did, just forget, and then I'll tell you again.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I haven't because I've been like saving it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like I'd remember this.
Yeah. I think I've mentioned it once or twice too. Like I have a story. I'm like waiting for the right time.
The build up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't want to do any research. So, this is the right time.
Yeah, there you go.
I needed an easy A.
Yeah.
So I had this experience and I was pretty young, I think 8 or 9.
Okay, this is a legs up story.
Yeah. And I always kind of just, since I had so much sleep paralysis, I think I always just, I'll let you do. I'll let you get scared.
I can't get my feet far enough.
Mine are up too.
Okay.
So since I had so much sleep paralysis as a kid, I think I always just assumed this was that. This was just like a sleep paralysis thing.
But it's different.
But it's so different from any other of the experiences I've ever had.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll tell you about it.
Alrighty.
So yeah, I was like 8 or 9 and I was staying with my family at a friend's. It was like a cabin type house, like kind of in the woods, but not like in the woods,
Yeah.
It was in like the city woods.
Yeah.
And me and my friend, she was like 2 years younger than me. We were sleeping in bunk beds. And Naturally, I was on the top bunk.
So much room for activities.
We did so many activities. I don't remember any of them, but I'm sure we did so many.
They were incredible, no doubt.
Because we were always together. She was like my sister growing up.
Oh, adorable.
I know. Love you, Chrissy. We don't talk anymore, but I miss you.
She's
bitch.
another C.
You bitch.
Oh, she's
Text
that
me.
kind of C.
Text me. No, she's got her own life going on, but I miss her and I always want to talk to her. So if you're listening, you can always message me, text me, whatever.
Also, like if you want to cut that out, that's fine. Because I called her another C.
Oh, that's okay. You can call her a cunt if you want. She don't care.
Okay.
She's like my sister. She'll get over it.
All right.
She knows how much love I have for her. There would be no hard feelings. You don't have to cut any of that out.
Okay.
But also, I don't know if I ever told her about this. And she was in the room. So I can't remember if I told her about it or not. So if she is listening, this might be new information for her.
My God, I tell you about everything spooky that happens to me, whether or not you're in the room.
Yeah. Now I would. But then, because I didn't tell anyone about my like sleep paralysis stuff ever.
Yeah.
So I just don't think I would have told her. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
It was so long ago. Okay. So naturally I was on the top bunk. I was like, I'm definitely a top bunker, y'all.
A top bunker.
Even in like outdoor schools, like top bunk.
Top bunk.
So we were sleeping in this room and I remember waking up and I think it was the middle of the night. Not really sure. There wasn't a clock. I was a kid. Who knows? It was dark from what it felt like. So it felt like the middle of the night. But I wake up and I kind of like see this like bright orange, like flickering light. And I think that's why I woke up. And it was like coming from the window. So there was like a window I could see from the bunk bed. I think it was just, I was like laying like this. I could see the window straight. And it was like flickery orange. So I opened my eyes. And this is like the first thing that's wrong. Because I never open my eyes when I'm having sleep paralysis. I don't know why. I see things. I like see crazy shit. But it's like I can feel my eyes are closed. So like I still know.
Yeah.
I know I'm kind of sleeping.
Yeah, because I feel like most people explain there's like a certain amount of like awareness of your own body. You like, I feel like most people report that they're very aware. Like, oh no, I'm in this in between. I'm not in control of my body, but I'm yes.
But you can. Some people do open their eyes and they do see stuff like.
No.
They like actually hallucinate. We've talked, if you need to go back and learn more about it, there is a whole episode on it.
I think I'm good.
But yeah, one of my things with mine is I couldn't open my eyes and I was like half dreaming, half awake, or I was like fully awake, but I was just too scared to open my eyes.
Oh no.
But this was just like waking up in the middle of the night and I see a flickering light and I open my eyes and then I'm looking at the window. I like sit up. And I'm sitting up, so I move. I'm not
okay. So you're very much
paralysis.
awake. It's
I'm
not
awake.
The same. Yeah.
And even like in a sleep paralysis dream, I still can't move in the dream. So like this is just like not. I never realized it's just like completely different from any sleep paralysis I've ever had. And I'm looking at the window where the light is coming from, and it looks like fire. Like it's like flickering and moving, like the orange light. Like it just looks like fire. And there's a silhouette of a man, or I don't know how to describe it, but I just feel like it was like a younger male, like not a man.
Okay.
It was either
an
like
adolescent,
like a
youth.
teenage boy, maybe young adult. I don't really know why I felt like that. Because it was just like the silhouette, like a black shadow. Like I couldn't see the face or make out really anything else. Other than I could see like the shape of his hat. And it was just like he had like a square on his head. Like not a tall, not like a top
Not
hat.
like a Lincoln.
No, I was like, a Lincoln, like a car? No, he didn't have a car on his head.
Listen, I understood fully how little I should trust this person as soon as they were, okay, I mean, number one, this situation is already bonks, but then they're wearing a hat and I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. Okay.
Hat Man, right?
Oh, I don't.
Did I see Hat Man and I didn't even know it my whole life?
I don't trust a hat.
Like, I didn't even know about Hat Man then, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I was watching ghost stuff, I'm sure, at the time, but I don't know if I knew about.
You knew about Hat Man, though.
And also, like, this hat didn't seem like it doesn't really seem like anything I'd really heard about Hat Man wearing. Usually, like, it's like a different type of hat, I feel like.
Okay.
There are different stories of different hats, but this just wasn't one I really associated with Hat Man. So I still don't know, obviously don't know what happened.
Yeah. Hashtag never trust a hat.
But so when I started trying to like figure out what this hat, why is it kind of just looked like a box on his head, right?
Oh, that's so bizarre.
It was interesting. So I think I was listening to another episode about Hat Man and they mentioned like a Civil War hat. And I was like, well, what's a Civil War hat look like? So I looked up Civil War hats. You can Google it if you want, because it's not. I was looking through these when I just typed Civil War hat, and there's kind of like cowboy hat type things. There's kind of stuff with like a bill, but there's also these like other hats called kepis. So if you want to search a Civil War kepi,
is it kepi with like a K?
Kepi?
Okay, yeah.
And it kind of like, if you're wearing that, you can't really see the bill. Yeah. So if you're like just seeing the shadow of this thing, it would literally just look like a square.
Yeah, I think so.
And I didn't really think about, because my whole life I've been like, well, what? That was like a weird hat. And it wasn't like a sailor's hat. It wasn't like anything I was really thinking of. But obviously when you're thinking about that kind of thing, you're probably not like on your computer ready to Google it, you know?
Yeah.
You're just like, well, what kind of hat
it looks
was that?
different from even just like a baseball cap. You know what I mean? I don't know, it's strange.
And it wasn't like, I was thinking like page boy hats are but they're also kind of like lumpy and like cloth more. This was like really like, I felt like really straight.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I feel like that was the kind of hat. Like I can't think of any other hat. And like, I'd never heard of another story that was specifically said like a Civil War type hat.
Yeah.
And I think like both sides wore them. I don't know like which side it would have been.
I think that was just of the time.
Yeah. But I don't think people wore, like normal people didn't wear hats like this. Really?
I think so. Like I said, I think that was just of the time. Okay. So just quick like AI overview. No, civilians during the American Civil War generally did not wear kepis. Kepis were primarily a military hat worn by soldiers, and it does say on both the Union and Confederate sides, meaning it was not common attire for civilians who often opted for more traditional civilian hats like slouch hats or derbies.
Right. Yeah, because whenever I Googled kepi, it was always like a military hat. And they did come from like, I think like the Russian military or something. There are like taller hats that were like more formally, more formal.
Their kepis were like a little bit more.
A little different. It wasn't like that. So it was definitely like one of these Civil War era
interesting
kepi hats.
I just assumed that was like kind of the style of hats at that point in history.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah. Only if you're in the military. Because they're high fashion.
Right. So high fashion.
Sorry.
And now they wear berets.
Yeah.
Or they did. I don't know if they still do.
I don't think anybody wears berets in the military anymore. But
no,
I don't know.
When did they get rid of? Because like when my ex was in the military, they had to wear berets for like their formal attire.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm not going to lie. I don't know.
So at least in the pretty recent history, they did. So we kind of figured out, I guess, what kind of hat, which was like really, I don't know. It was crazy to me when I actually found it. Because I was like, oh, like that's probably what I was seeing.
Yeah.
It was just weird because I never really looked into it. So yeah, again, all I was seeing was like this black shadow silhouette. Couldn't make out anything except for it did look like the longer I looked at it, it looked like there was fire behind him.
That's crazy.
And yeah, it was so creepy. He was facing me. It looked like he was just staring like straight in the window.
Ooh.
And I think it was like a floor level window. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know how far up the window was. It seemed like he could have maybe just been standing outside and like all I could see was like torso up, you know?
Oh God.
So I don't think it was like a situation where he was like floating or yeah. I don't know.
No, I mean that gives you a little bit of context.
Yeah.
I mean, that could just be like a straight up incel these days. Who knows?
Like, where'd the fire come from?
There was a forest fire and an incel. I don't know. I
guess it could have been a person. Yeah. I don't know.
No, that doesn't sound likely.
I was also a kid though, so obviously I didn't like go out and measure like how far the window was from the ground to like see how tall this person was or anything. But
it would be helpful data, but I understand why you didn't, and I'm kind of glad you.
8 or 9-year-old me didn't. I wish I did, because that would have been a better story. Like me doing all this investigating after.
Do it for science, Cassie.
It also like wasn't. It was like my friend's house, you know. So it wasn't like any place I would ever go again or have been to since this.
But could we?
See, I don't know. I've asked my mom and she doesn't really remember where it was. She remembers going on the trip, but she doesn't remember where. Yeah. She said my dad might know where. I think I asked him and he might have told me, but I don't know. And we were surrounded by trees and like forests. So I don't think there was a neighbor that was like that could have been like right there.
Yeah.
That I was seeing.
That makes sense.
So,
and there wasn't a forest fire that you guys all just slept through?
Well, not that night.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Ooh.
So I'm sitting here looking at this thing and I'm like trying to figure out like, what am I seeing? And so I remember trying to call down to my friend and wake her up and see if like she was seeing this too. And I couldn't get her to wake up.
Oh,
which I feel like was kind of weird. I also didn't want to get down. So I wasn't like shaking her or anything. I was just like calling down like, Chrissy, wake up. Wake up. Do you see the flame man? The shadow man? With the
flamey hat man?
But yeah, I couldn't get her to wake up and witness this with me. So probably, thankfully for her, I don't know. I don't know what would have happened.
Yeah.
If she did wake up.
That's interesting.
And I remember it being, I don't know if I just am putting this on the story thinking back on it, but I feel like I remember it being really quiet, like too quiet.
Oh.
Like quieter than you would think the nighttime would be.
Right. Like when you're out somewhere and it's kind of rural or
you hear
forested.
Like, you could hear like crickets.
Right. I feel like that's a very common theme in certain types of like paranormal stories.
And I don't know if it's something where you're just so focused on these other senses that you're not super focused. But also if I'm like seeing fire, what I think is fire, you think you would also be hearing crackling or
the crackling of flames or
something. But I don't remember hearing anything. Like I barely remember hearing my own self to try to wake my friend up.
That's so weird. Yeah, you would. I feel like if the fire is significant enough, you're going to be hearing. It's like almost like Rice Krispies, like snap, crackle, hiss.
Yeah,
like.
And I did ask my mom too. I was like, "Do you guys remember having like a fire night or something? Like maybe it was only like 11 p.m.
just like a bonfire outside."
And she was like, "No." And I'm pretty sure I was 8 or 9. This is a long time ago. I'm pretty sure this window was like pointed at like the driveway area. I don't know. I don't know.
So yeah, probably would be weird
to have like a fire pit there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she said, no, we didn't have like a fire that night or anything.
Huh.
I'm glad I have like sort of like a corroboration a little bit.
Yeah.
There's more to the story. Oh. So at this point, I'm like, well, my friend's not waking up. All this is doing, it's not moving or anything. I just can see the silhouettes like staring into the window, or maybe it had its back to the window. I don't know. My thought was that it was looking into the window.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, worse things have happened in my sleep. At least it's not on top of me trying to suffocate me like my sleep paralysis dreams. And I'm not getting like there's a weird vibe, but not like it's kind of like the flannel man thing we talked about. Like not a bad vibe, but like not
like fully malevolent.
Yeah, but like someone's there who shouldn't be there. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I was like,
uneasy.
It's not seeming to do anything, so I guess I'll just go back to sleep. So I closed my eyes and I just went back to sleep.
I think I'm stuck.
What else would I do? Like,
what do you do? You're a child, so I don't know. Like the slightest thing wakes me up and I cannot go back to sleep for the life of me. Like it could be my own goddamn urine. It's like summoning me from the deep. And I'm like, I can't go back to sleep now.
Oh, see, I can always go back to sleep.
No, it's a real challenge.
I think it took me a minute. I do remember like closing my eyes and then like opening them back up to like I kept like making sure, but it was still there and didn't move. So, but eventually I did go back to sleep. I don't think it took that long or anything. I don't remember like trying forever.
Couldn't be me.
I wrote silent night, unholy night because it was so quiet.
Yeah.
I love saying that.
Oh boy.
But one very interesting thing happened in the morning. So this is something I very distinctly remember. I don't remember a lot about this trip. I remember like going four-wheeling, this creepy thing happened, and then in the morning. This is like what I remember from this trip.
Okay.
In the morning, I overheard the adults talking about how there was a property fire. There was a fire on the property and they had to rebuild some of the house. So like they didn't say anything about
when
anyone dying. I don't think it was like a long time ago. It was like a recent-ish, like
okay.
They had rebuilt the house since, so I don't think it was like way in the past, but I don't think it had just happened.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
But I feel like maybe that could explain sort of a disturbance on the land. You know what I mean? It's like it awakens something.
Or something like remembers, or they didn't say anything about anyone dying or anyone getting hurt or anything like that. I feel like that was something that they would have mentioned if they were already talking about it. Like that's a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was like maybe just a spirit that was already on the land, or
interesting.
Maybe the fire and the shadow person were like two separate things, like two separate hallucinations or whatever I was having.
Could be very advanced of you, just having like multi-leveled
hauntings at once. Like the fire was like a residual haunting and like the shadow person was able to come through because of that energy. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, that's sort of like, if you were I really want to make a comparison to like multi-level marketing. Like,
do it.
If you were doing like LuLaRoe and I don't know, it's another MLM, like those scented oils or something.
Oh yeah, like essential oils.
Yeah.
Or Scentsy. Scentsy is a good one.
Yeah. I wish that there's actually a few of these that I'm like, just stop being an MLM, because I actually, at the time when they were very popular, I was like, oh, I kind of like this product.
Yeah.
Just don't be trash.
They were great. Yeah. But now you can just buy a fucking wax melter wherever. Like you don't need a Scentsy. Sorry if you sell Scentsy. So there's a fire on the property, which is like, I had no idea about that prior to like seeing this fire thing. So I was like, no way. That is so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is like where I started trusting, like having intuition and like thinking like maybe I'm more powerful than I know. Because like, how would I know?
It's like your little like Spider-Man origin story.
Yeah, maybe. I always knew I was a witch. I just had imposter syndrome.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
So when I was talking to my mom, I was asking her all these questions. She did say, she was like, your brother mentioned having a nightmare about that house.
What?
Like way later in life. So he was only like 2 or 3 at the time we stayed there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. He was little. And I don't know how he even like would remember this house, right?
Yeah. I mean, depending on the kid, like 2 to 4, that's kind of the earliest that most people have like an actual cognitive memory.
You have like random core memories, I feel like. But this was apparently one of his random core memories was this house we went to one time.
That's insane.
Yeah. Which is, I guess that sort of makes sense because I remember having memories of like cool houses you go to because you're not there all the time. So that does make sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's a unique experience.
Yeah.
So
but 2 or 3. But then he had a nightmare about this house.
Oh, no.
I don't know how old he was. I don't think I asked him about it too. And he was like, yeah, I do remember that. I don't think we know how old he was when he had the nightmare, but it was like later on.
Wait, so he didn't have it the night you guys were in the house?
He had it later about the house.
That's way
Isn't
weirder.
That weird?
That's way weirder.
So weird. He didn't really give me any details. He said he couldn't really remember. It was just a really weird, creepy dream about that cabin in the woods that we stayed at.
Okay, well, I, for one, would like to petition to have him hypnotized because I need more information.
Joey, let's hypnotize you. I know. I want to know what the dream was too. He says, I think he said he remembered like his only memory from the house is like sitting on the counter, which is like kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I don't know what his nightmare was. He just said it was like weird and creepy. I don't think he actually remembers. So yeah, if we could hypnotize him, that would be great.
I'm just saying, I think we should give it the old college try.
Yeah. And I never told him about this. So like he didn't know that I had a weird experience.
Well, I mean, of course,
it's a 7-year difference,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So I didn't like tell my brother and confide in him about my spooky.
Wait, 7-year difference?
Yeah, we have a 7-year difference.
I thought you guys were closer in age than that.
Mm-mm. No, I just act young.
No, I guess I thought he was older. I don't know.
No.
I think I knew that, but somewhere in my mind, I was like, no, you guys have the same age separation as me and Cody.
Yeah, it's because you have a brother and like he's closer to you. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, no, you guys are the same.
Yeah, no.
Cassie, we're the same.
We're way different.
We're so different.
Remember when I said favorite and you're like, did you say ferret? Oh, yeah.
My brain is spicy.
Mine too. Well, I mean, that's kind of all I had about this weird hat man in the fire experience. That is my only super spooky ghost story, but I don't have any answers.
Yeah, that's very unsatisfying, but very intriguing.
I know. I want to know more. I want to like try to figure out where this place is and go back.
Yeah. Did you see me already being like, okay, who can we ask? Like, where?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Do you have any photos? Maybe we can geolocate it.
I don't know if we have photos. Unfortunately, my friend's mom, who we went with, has passed.
Oh.
So we can't ask her.
Yeah. Well, we could. We'd have to do it off this particular property.
We have to do the Ouija board.
We ain't bringing that shit into my home.
That would be interesting.
Oh my God. Have you never thought about that?
I'm
the one that brought it up. Like, ask her through the...
I don't think I think about like contacting my loved ones through a Ouija board. It's always like kind of like I want to contact someone I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't
See,
know.
that seems risky.
That's where the demons come in.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like if someone could be presenting as your loved one. So like I don't want the trick, you know? Like I don't even want to pretend like this could be someone I know because it could not be.
I mean, that's fair. I just, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I don't fuck with that.
When I talked to the medium, Shannon, I didn't have her keep it in the episode, but she had made some contact with this person.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't ask her about that because that like wasn't the wasn't the vibe.
Okay, well, obviously I'm gonna need you to reconnect so that you can ask.
Yeah. It was it was a different type. It was the circumstances around this person's death were hard. So it was like a little bit of an interesting contact. Yeah, I don't really want to explain it because we kept it out of the episode for a reason.
Yeah.
Obviously I can tell you off air, but
okay.
Yeah.
I have so many follow-up questions. I can't even begin to explain how many questions.
Yeah.
Do we feel like maybe some of them can be answered by a little tarot?
Maybe. I don't know.
Tarot?
I want to get my answer to Hat Man. I want to know who this was. Was he cute? Because he was a young man looking at me.
Hottie with a body.
I was only 8 or 9, okay?
Okay, well, listen, kids are really, they grow up fast.
They do.
I don't know.
They do. Oh, I did write in here. I did something super Christmassy. We'll mention it right before we go to the tarot.
Give it to me.
I went to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
That's right.
It was really cool.
Oh,
I was like, okay, they do like, they put the Christ in Christmas or whatever, but it's fine.
it's not a religious thing though, right?
I
They're
mean,
just kind of an orchestra.
It was like Christmas.
Well,
like,
because it's Christmas.
they sing a lot of Christmas songs.
Christmas.
Yeah, I feel like it was like a religious vibe.
Christ much?
Yeah. It wasn't obviously like going to a church or something, you know. It wasn't like that in your face. It was it was tolerable for me. And it was like it was pretty good. They're
good.
so talented and they've got flames on stage.
Fantastic.
Laser lights. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Sharks with lasers on their heads.
There was no sharks.
Oh, well, I mean, there could be.
They did have a woman singing in a snow globe. That was pretty cool.
That's interesting.
The dudes,
fucking patriarchy.
they were so muscularly and they had such long hair that they were flipping around with their guitars and shit.
Muscularly?
They had men who were all muscularly. I don't know if that's how I said it.
That is how you said it.
They had a lot of muscles and a lot of hair. And
okay,
I didn't hate it.
No, I can understand that. I think you blacked out because you saw some muscles.
There were a lot of hot girls too, just FYI. They were pretty hot.
Just putting it out there.
They also had hair.
All right.
All right, let's go to tarot.
Okay.
Okay, I think we were definitely meant to have both because I was debating like, do I grab this one or that one?
Oh,
but I felt like that one was it. But then I was like, I saw you like seeing the bottom of the deck, and I was like, okay, well, it's like both because
I just got a flash. I still haven't really like fully seen it, but it was too eerie. Just at a glance.
Yeah, so we got two fire cards. Weird.
Wow.
And then the king, which is the second one we pulled, is like a figure. Well, it's not an outline of a figure, but it's like the figure of Jack, and it's got flames behind him.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is eerily similar to what you described, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the glowing orange. Wow.
Yes.
That's weird.
Okay, you said 7 of Wands and the King of Wands.
7 of Wands in reverse and then the King of Wands.
Okay. 7 of Wands, our keywords are courage, fighting for what you believe in, and facing challenges. When the 7 of Wands appears in a reading, you may need to stand up for yourself and fight for what you believe in. Challenges confront you, but you possess the resources to succeed. I think of this as the don't give up card.
Okay. Don't give up on ghosts, because now I'm here however many years later talking about ghost stories from my childhood.
I feel like that has, like, for me immediately, I get like a sense of a tie to the Civil War.
Oh, interesting.
Fighting for what you believe in.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the reverse interpretation, I'm going to read that first, and then there is an extra excerpt.
Okay.
The reversed 7 of Wands signifies a time of confusion.
Very confused.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like not unlike the Civil War.
I was like, me and the Civil War.
Yeah, I hate to keep going back there, but
it was a big part of the story, I think.
I mean, it sounds like it.
That's got to be the hat, right?
Yeah, it's 1,000% the hat. You can't decide how to handle a challenge or which direction to take to accomplish your objective. Lack of clarity may sap your willpower and make you feel like giving up. Interesting. In a reading about money, competitors or unexpected expenses may cut into your financial resources.
Unexpected fires where you have to rebuild your house.
I was going to say, I feel like, truth be told, and we should probably just cut this, but I feel like immediately I'm drawing a parallel to the Civil War again, because I'm like, realistically, if you think about it, like the South should have had all of the resources it should have been like, it was kind of a David and Goliath sort of a situation almost. Like the South was established. There was so much wealth and so many resources available to them compared to the North, I think.
Right. But they were wrong.
Right.
And they still are wrong.
Yeah. Stop being so suck.
It's interesting. We don't have to cut any of that out, because like it's so interesting now that we're like bringing up this Civil War thing, and it's like everyone's like, we're on the verge of a Civil War. And
yeah, it's very timely right now.
It's crazy. Even like looking back on it, I was getting like anxiety. Like this could literally happen again.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. Ooh, okay. I'm going to finish this bullet point. You may need to set firm guidelines for spending or seek assistance from someone else, like we did from the French. That was the Revolutionary War, I think, actually. Listen, we've had more wars than I know enough about to do anything other than talk like a dum-dum.
But we talked about France in the beginning of this episode with the mirror.
France is in there, okay? She's in the mix. In a reading about work, the 7 reversed cautions you to avoid problematic people and watch your back.
Watch your back? That's
very pointed.
Oh my God. Like, what if I talked about this and then I see another one?
Ooh, she'll report back.
I mean, I will. I don't know. Now I'm debating, like, do I want another paranormal experience or do I not?
Yeah, I feel like that remains to be seen.
No, I do. No, I don't. If I say don't want it, will I get it?
Yeah, that's true. You don't want to seem over eager, you know? Just comes across as thirsty.
I'm just confused.
Yeah, it is a card of confusion. Choose your battles carefully. Oh, okay. I skipped a sentence, but yes, apparently this is like almost like a Freudian slip. Don't get into arguments with coworkers, bosses, or clients now. Choose your battles carefully.
Wow.
Battles.
Battle.
I can't believe that.
Civil War.
Civil War. Nothing civil about it, baby. In a reading about love, this card indicates giving up on a relationship. You feel worn down by problems and don't know how to settle your differences. Counseling could help you gain clarity.
Oh, I mean, I needed counseling as a child.
Oh, no. I mean, don't we all? Didn't we all and don't we all?
It just made me think of like all the other sleep paralysis experiences. That was a lot. That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Sleep paralysis experiences I was having and how this one was so different.
Yeah.
I don't know why that statement reminded me of it because I already forgot what you had said, but.
Okay, well, I do have an extra excerpt.
Okay.
When you come to the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on.
Oh.
Which anything with rope and hanging definitely harkens back to the Civil War and the South for me. I'll be honest, that's something I said.
That's creepy.
Okay.
Is there more on that one?
No, I'm going to go over to the King of Wands.
Let me see if there's anything interesting in here. Reversed. 7 of Candles and/or Wands. Has your self-confidence taken a hit recently? Are you feeling overwhelmed or exasperated?
Or like you have to speed read?
Is this, it feels like one of the, like an infomercial.
Yeah, it does.
Don't get so bogged down on the details that you lose sight of the larger picture. Remember how far you've come. You're more than capable of making your dreams come true. This was the reversed interpretation.
Interesting.
Huh. Making your dreams come true. And all this time, I kind of thought it was like a dream. I don't want to make my dreams come true.
Yeah, I'm not sure maybe not that one.
Let's stay a dream.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, that's it for the candles.
Okay. King of Wands. Our keywords are leadership, self-confidence, success, good fortune.
Okay.
Which I feel like just ties back to Jessica's story, if nothing else.
Yeah. The good luck spell jars.
Mm-hmm. And look.
Do I need to Heimlich you?
And loyalty. Which I can say. The King upright is a fortunate card, regardless of the situation. If he represents a real person, it's someone you can trust and rely on to do the right thing. He's a loyal friend, a fair-minded employer, a wise advisor, a competent and honest leader. This intelligent man has high ideals. He's an active, energetic, independent individual with a passion for life and an adventurous nature.
This just seems like Jessica.
Does it?
Yes.
Okay, so
I mean, I know her. So.
This is so wild because immediately I was like, okay, I know that the Civil War is on my brain, clearly, but I'm like, loyal friend, honest leader, high ideals. Are his ideals as high as his hat?
Well, it's interesting
talking about you, Abe.
That was like the infantry people wore those hats. It wasn't like the higher up people did not.
Yeah,
so.
no, I was making an Abe Lincoln joke.
Oh, okay. Him
and his 10-gallon hat.
Oh, I see. I see. Because he was in the Civil. Was he in the Civil War?
Yeah, no, he was literally the president. That's why he was killed.
Oh,
because racism.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I think I knew that rattling around in my brain, but yeah. I was thinking because like hat. Because we're talking about hats. You mentioned Abe Lincoln earlier. Did you mention that before you even knew about the Civil War hat?
I mentioned Abe Lincoln?
Yeah, because you're like, it's not a Lincoln. Because I was talking about the hat. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Okay. In a reading about money, you can expect good things to come your way when the king appears. Sometimes the king means getting a raise, that a venture will pay off, or that you have financial support. If the reading is about your job, success is assured. The king may indicate a promotion or recognition for your efforts. It can also show you moving into a position of authority.
Ooh.
Now is a good time to take a chance, for victory is yours. Oh.
Okay.
In A Question About Love, the King of Wands says the relationship is a strong one with plenty of affection and passion, perhaps between two lively, creative, outgoing people.
Maybe the shadow man was supposed to be my lover. Come back to me. I'm old enough now.
Oh, boy.
I am of age.
I feel like that's problematic, though, because you guys met when you were a child.
Yeah, he was grooming me my whole life.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I do have 2 extra excerpts. I don't know how much bearing they will have. So do you want to read the other book?
Sure. You don't think they're good?
I mean, one of them. Well, I mean, they're okay. I don't know. I'm not totally sure.
I mean, this one's just like bringing people together.
Okay, well then yeah, I'll read them.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Okay. So we actually have 2 extra excerpts here. It says, which way does the king face?
Oh.
North or south?
What is... Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I can make connections to a lot of that's my brain.
Also, this king is just facing forward. So.
Yeah. In some decks, the king faces sideways, and whether he is looking forward and whether he is looking toward or away from other cards in his spread will have a bearing on the reading. Oh.
He's just forward. So
interesting. Okay. Bully card.
Oh.
In the extreme, the reversed King of Wands can be the bully card. As Mary K. Greer writes, in the complete book of tarot reversals, we might need that.
We need new books, I think.
I think we need that book because I feel like the reverse interpretations, that's something we always want more insight on.
Yeah.
You might oppose others simply as a display of one-upmanship. You can be aggressive and abuse others like a bully, or a commandant with no humanity.
Jesus, okay.
Shut the fuck up.
What?
Okay, I was right. I had to look.
Okay.
Commandant is a military term. An officer in charge of a particular force or institution. The
Weird.
example is the West Point Commandant of Cadets.
Weird. Yeah, I don't know.
I never come across that word in everyday life.
Yeah, I know. Me neither.
Damn. Ooh.
Interesting.
I've got the spookies now.
So I feel like I definitely got an answer. Like I feel like it all of the military related things we got. Like I feel like that was a Civil War hat.
Pretty affirmative.
What if it was like an actual person who just shopped at like the Salvation
military
Army
surplus?
Well, yeah.
Well, that's why I was like, oh God, that could be real bad. Remember I was saying, I was like, oh God, that could be like a modern day incel vibe.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if it was a real like human person though, there's like a difference, I feel like.
Yeah. Also, there wasn't a fire that night.
Yeah.
We've established. So I was like, listen, I will always like grasp at straws, but then, eventually you have to just see that there's not something that explains every point.
Yeah, I kind of went off the deep end and I was like, well, was it like the sunrise that I was like seeing through the trees? But like it was,
I could see that, but
I just like distinctly remember it flickering like a fire.
Right, like fire.
Sun
Those are different.
Is going to be more of like a steady, even if it's coming through the trees. If it's windy, maybe.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Maybe it was windy and it was a sunrise coming through the trees.
Stop gaslighting my friend.
Just trying to think of anything.
Yeah.
And then I also thought of like Hocus Pocus, where they like put the car lights coming through the window. And I'm like, well, was it like a car?
I thought of that too when you mentioned the driveway, but I'm like, those are just very different elements. I just feel like the way those types of light present, they're very different.
And the amount of times, like, I spent a good amount of time like
thinking about
it,
like,
look at this and figure out what it was, and like keep closing my eyes and opening them again. And the only thing was like it didn't move. So I'm like, that I don't know what stands that still.
I mean, an otherworldly presence, perhaps. Just perhaps.
I mean, it had to have been. It was a ghost, you guys. I saw a ghost. It's fine.
Yeah, feels like a ghost. Oh God, I gotta put my feet back up.
I think the main reason we pulled that second card was just like the imagery alone.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, that's why I flagged it. For sure.
Weird.
Freaky.
I just keep looking at it. It's weird.
So weird.
Okay, I'm gonna stop looking at it.
All right.
Well, we hope you guys have a great holiday. Whatever you're doing, whatever you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate at all.
Yeah. Just have a great day.
Yeah. Just have a great day in general. Be safe as always.
Yeah.
Have a creepy ass holiday. Or not.
I mean, just do your thing, whatever that is. Just make it creepy.
Right. And if you have any creepy stories that you experience over the holidays or anytime or anywhere, PNW or not, you can email us at pnwhauntsandhomicides@gmail.com. We love to read other people's stories. I don't just talk about myself every single time we read people's stories.
Yeah. Like, what is she, a Leo? Wow.
That was like something I was like, I don't know. I want to like tell a scary ghost story, but we didn't have any. And I was like, well,
so cool.
I have one, but do I just want to talk about myself for Christmas?
I mean, yeah.
It's my gift to you guys.
I love it.
And if you want to return the gift, please send us your ghost story. Spooky story, true crime story.
All of them.
Santa story.
What day of the week is Christmas on this year?